It's Clark and Perry on the case. Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry.
Do what it takes.
Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry. Investigate.
The activities and interests of local artists in the Windy City's finest throughout both Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Available on TELUS, Optic TV, On Demand, VidFlex, YouTube, and more for limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Da-na-na-na.
So that was it with the words as well too. But empty space, that's one I haven't explored before as well too.
Yeah, so,
What do you
and
think?
I feel like in a song like this, it's quick, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always music. There's some sort of music part of it, the strings, and her voice comes in. And I think it's about the space like in between, right? Because you have the beats of like the strings that are like, dun, like that would be a space in between because the strings go dun, dun.
And then,
right?
yeah, that's
but
right.
the space in between, you would do something like bam, bam, before the next string comes in, right?
Right.
So it's like, it's hard to,
Da, 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 da.
yeah. I think I just like, I also like make up a lot of like space in my head as well for moments like that. So I just like, it comes naturally, but I think that's like really interesting in music that,
So,
what are we thinking?
thinking, let's try, we just put your name together. We just put my name together. What does it look like if we put both of them together?
Okay.
It's like a longer contemporary dance. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe you could do the Brent side of it and I could do the Chandra
There we
side
go.
of it.
There we go. Yes.
Kind of see how it looks together, how we can, if you see somebody still being still, you know, you fill in that movement with the, whichever letter you're
I like
on.
that. Our fellow investigators here can cross-analyze what this means about our personalities.
We'll do a full analyze of this later and break it down into detail.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you have to remember what you did, which is the struggle. I will try.
I'm gonna have to probably run through mine once.
Yeah,
At
we
least.
can run through them both together. So we have B.
B. Punch kick.
Oh, yeah.
Run. Snake, intense look.
Up around for
Spin around. Wipe across and toss. Sink back. Attack. Big T, little T.
Big T, little T.
Okay.
All
All right. And I'll join
Now
you
we
for
have-
yours
yeah.
as well too.
right. So we have C. We come up with the H.
Thriller hands. Snake up. Yep.
And around. Yeah, push it away.
Improv.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
I guess we'll try to time these together.
Start whenever you feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it.
I forgot halfway through, but again, I've only thought of it just kind of to the strums of the beat. I never even thought about dancing to the words.
Yeah, there's so many moments in music.
And then the dead space as well too. I thought that is incredibly filling and has now broadened everything I can do. So the clubs are gonna have to watch out because we're gonna be dancing for all different kinds of things.
Whole new acts are about to come out.
Awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to add to this as well too?
I mean, I feel like the people like to think of dance as like a lot of rules and stuff. There's no rules. Like we don't need rules. We don't need to know what we're doing every time we get on the floor. We kind of just make it up as we go, and whatever happens is, as long as it comes from your heart, it's going to be beautiful, right?
Absolutely. If you're down,
Yeah.
let's try listening to this one more time and really focusing on those lyrics and see if
let's
we
do
can
that.
embody that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just start it from the top.
I'm gonna also have to steal some water because
Yeah, I should.
still a workout, folks. Those folks that cued in on the last episode, abs are rock hard, and yeah, I'm starting to feel the burn now.
It's hard. I think that's what's fun about it too, is it really pushes you.
Yeah,
Pushes your limits, I think.
I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Hasn't been as
Yeah.
movie as I thought it was.
No, and when you're like even the smallest movements, right? Like
Yeah.
the T shouldn't take that much effort, but you use your whole body kind of to feel it.
You've been able to show off quite a bit. I'm kind of interested in knowing, what is your most complicated move?
I don't think I have any complicated moves anymore. That's the sad part. I mean, I love a good like jump off of the floor. I could just do it. If I can even still do it, like.
Oh my goodness.
That's always fun.
I was going to try to do it myself, but I think I might break my wrist.
Yeah, it's a sketchy game to play, I feel like.
That's
sometimes
amazing.
When you just dance.
And was it just dance that kind of got you this limber, able, and mobile, or have you been doing gymnastics on the side as well too?
Yeah,
or?
so I started out as gymnastics when
Makes
I
a lot
was
of sense.
kid, a little youngin. So
yeah,
always moving my body. I love it. All right. Let's just see what Victoria has to say.
You are being played. It don't matter what you say. Hands up, anger and hate. Red bar scrolling.
Really likes that.
You are being played. Competition for the air that you breathe. I can feel it pulsing through my rib cage, but I know. And I cried. Last night I cried. And I cried. Today I cried.
All backstage. It's kind of cool to do like contact stuff too. That's a whole other.
Contact stuff?
Yeah. Like contact, dancing, improv, where you're kind of leaning into somebody and feeding off of what they're doing.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Playing into the negative space as well too.
Yeah.
Of the bodies.
Yeah.
I've taken a few movement classes that are similar to that as well too,
Yeah.
where we do play with that negative space. Well, I'm interested into exploring a little bit more what you mentioned about like the contact piece as well too, to see if there's elements that you're able to kind of inspire me, or I'm able to inspire you or something. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like looking over. I was like, yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah.
Whatever Chandra's doing.
Well, it's always fun to
Feels
just
very
feed off of somebody, right? It just
Yeah.
is about that like different perspective. So when you're doing kind of contact improv, I suppose you can start with one contact point and just kind of follow it around and see where one person can lead and then maybe the other person can take over.
Oh my goodness. And then we broke connection. Oh no.
Yeah, you can always break connection and just kind of just see where else it goes. Maybe up the back. Maybe we lock arms. Yeah.
It's like rolling winds.
It is.
Rolling winds.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious as well too about what kind of led you to this technique of contemporary dance.
I just started doing it kind of.
Yeah.
Like in my room. I think YouTube had just come out at this time.
Oh, really?
So I was deep into the YouTube dance world, and that it was kind of just starting to pick up, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like showcasing contemporary as its own style. It's always been that way, but seeing it like in a studio space where like kids were doing it, right? You didn't need to be like any kind of professional dancer to do contemporary, and just kind of like, I think I was instantly drawn because of like the laxness to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's relaxed and it's like laid back, and that was instantly like, that looks like it feels good, right?
Yeah.
It's not so like, things are happening all the time. It is about stillness and and quietness. So that's kind of
That's right
where it
on.
started for me. Yeah.
And you keep very, very, oh, I had the words and then I lost it, but very, very stick-like movements as well too, where it's very abrupt. There we go. That's some words right there. Very abrupt.
Yeah.
I find now personally, I find most of the movements I do are just kind of like, what does the body want to tell me that I want? And I find that, oh yeah, this stretch feels good, or oh yeah, we'll do this, or something like that. But I find that fluid motion always so slow in tempo. Do you find the same thing?
Yeah, I feel like it allows you to actually listen to your body for once too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're constantly doing stuff, so listening to our bodies is not the first thing that we're thinking of. And so that's kind of what we do as like a warm-up exercise often, or I do, is just kind of like bending over, right? And where does that take you? What feels good to stretch? It always goes into the legs for me. I feel like, you know,
I'm the same as well too. Yeah.
And just seeing like what comes up after that, you know, like it comes into the back. You kind of just want to give it like a good arch, right?
Yeah, we want to do
and that. And you just kind of, you figure out what your body needs, what it wants, what it likes in that moment, and just kind of, you know, listen to it and see what it wants to do. And it tells you to not go somewhere, you don't go there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
And this must be very akin to like gymnastics as well too, where like I don't know how, I've never been a gymnast myself, but that also puts limits on your body as well too, pushes those limits, I should say.
Yeah, it does for sure. Always push it. And I think that's kind of the thing of it too, is finding the balance of where can you push your body to, and where you know you can't cross that limit or that boundary, right?
Right.
So, but pushing it just close enough to kind of figure out how far you can go, or, you know.
My pants won't let me get that low, as you were,
yeah.
but I find my body could, but my pants couldn't.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's very informative. Finding stretches in the muscles you didn't realize you had.
Yes.
Are great dance moves.
Yeah, it feels so nice to do it after movement too. It just, everything's nice and warm and limber, and it's safe. It's safe when you're warm, so that's nice. We can do like a little stretch too. Why not? Let's take it over this way.
Kind of interested, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of feel it in this, while supporting on this side, you kind of feel the stretch here.
That's right.
Yeah, and we can take it this way. Yeah, and we'll just do it straight over. Fold down. Try to straighten your back maybe to protect that lower spine. And we can kind of maybe bend into one leg.
Yeah. Lean over from the hips, not from the back.
Yeah. And maybe bend your right leg, kind of lean over.
And just finding out where exactly that stretch is that you're looking for.
Yeah, inner thigh, inner leg when you bend this. When you bend your left leg, you're kind of feeling it on the right side, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit on the outer hip. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you've taught workshops about this stuff as well too. Is there anything that you've been especially known for imparting upon your students as well?
I mean, I don't really know what they take out of it. I've just kind of done like talks and stuff. Like, I guess it would be like artist talk back. So I never really had like students. I think if I had students to talk to, my words would be different, because you're actually teaching them something, whereas you're kind of just talking about yourself in an artist talk back, right? So I've just, kind of always done that. But I guess if I were to gear it towards students, what was the question?
Well, what would you want them to take away?
What would I want them to take away? There's a whole story in yourself that you kind of don't often get to tell, I think. So finding that story that you don't often get to speak out loud or tell people, I think is a really fun and important part of dance. It always allows yourself to kind of make your own environment and make it about you, right? Because it is about you when you dance for yourself.
Yeah.
So if it's about you, then make it about you and make it a story that you don't often get to speak about.
Do it about your name. Do it about somebody else's name that you're thinking about.
Exactly.
Do it with yourself in the kitchen. Do it with yourself in the living room.
And that's actually interesting too, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're dancing somebody else's name, what emotions does that spark in you?
Yeah.
Is it like a lover, a friend, or somebody you don't like in this moment? How does it influence the movement, right?
Yeah. That's interesting, because in acting we apply the imagination to different names or different scenarios as well too. And I find that well, again, just physical expression is still a physical expression for us as well too. It's very similar in that aspect.
Yeah, 100%.
Beautiful.
I think that's like fun too, is like there are different kinds of forms of art and mediums that people use, but it all is inherently the same. It's just it's coming out in different ways. So I love when like different art forms come together, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you have like a painter and a dancer, right? And as they're painting, it influences what you do and how you show your movement, right? And maybe it influences the painter as well. So
this might be a challenge. Yeah. But I really sense the love and all of this like softer care moments, like fluidity, all that stuff too. I'm kind of interested in like doing a dance of which we're not so fluidly or not so, I guess, happy. I guess I was going to say, let's do a name of somebody that you don't like, but that's too direct. Don't do that.
Yeah. We don't want to call anybody out for sure.
Nobody. But I kind of want to see, or I think our investigators want to see what's the contrast between those two.
Yeah. So I guess if you just think of the emotion, the varying emotions that come with disliking a person or what they did in that moment, like one of them is just like, it goes from disappointment, which is kind of like a softer movement, but there's also rage. So what would rage like cast out of you, right? Like if you're trying to get rid of something or like just like even like full body, like just like getting something out and just like right?
I like it. Yeah, just kind of all over the place, because that's what a lot of people feel as well, right?
Yeah.
Kind of just touching in with those inner emotions.
Yeah, and even like using the floor as like a focal point, right? And then you just like kind of like go off of that and just make it like everything is just like can be aggressive and with the force behind it, I think.
Yeah. Are we able to put a couple of those moves together as well too? I'm kind of interested to see if, well, first off, my pants are willing to take it.
Right. Important things. Yeah. So I don't know, where do you feel rage when you feel it, or anger?
I kind of, funnily enough, I feel it right here.
Yeah.
Like right at my temples.
Yeah.
Which is like literally, if I'm angry, my ears go red and steam's coming out of my out of my ears for the most part.
And
that's
you kind
where
of
I
like
feel
want to grab it, right? So you can like come down like this.
Oh, that's good.
And then maybe it comes out this way because you're trying to get it out of your hands. So you can go like out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you can come down, out.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Where do you feel rage? I'm a little scared to ask that question. You seem so nice, and you might secretly be the most angry one of us.
The most angry one. Where do I feel it? Like I feel like right now it probably manifests in my injured areas, so my shoulders, right?
Oh,
so I would go out like this and maybe like just like drop it down or something.
Interesting. Right? You mentioned an injury in your shoulders as well too?
Yeah, it's kind of old now. I've done physio. Oh. And that was incredible. And so now it's kind of like better, but it still is like, you're like, are you really better?
Yeah.
Like, are you actually healed? So it's like, that's an interesting space to navigate as well.
Yeah.
It's just
interesting.
Yeah. Always being careful, but that's where it exists, right? So we're going to drop it down with our shoulder.
Yeah. Drop it down with the shoulder, put it in with the head, boom, boom, that type of stuff. And then we had a little bit of disappointment as well too, where that felt, you said, was a little softer and more flowing as well too.
So I feel like we could almost like, when you're disappointed, you kind of want to like hide yourself away, right, from the person. So you can kind of like, so we're down here, you can kind of just like maybe gather up your disappointment up your leg and just kind of bring it around this way.
Yeah, okay, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that as well too. And then we have, I guess what would come after disappointment? Sadness, I guess?
Yeah, probably sadness.
Yeah. You can explore a little bit of that.
Yeah, what do you do when you're sad? I feel like it's like a head thing, right?
Yeah,
Really,
I had that.
sadness is kind of like...
I tried exploring down here and realized I wanted to wipe my face.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it does start somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you're like searching for something to grab. And then you can't find it, so it comes here. And how you take it to your head is interesting too, right?
Yeah.
So you're maybe searching for something here. Then you just kind of bring it up. It can come down, up, over, where would you hold yourself for comfort, right? Where do you hold yourself? What makes you feel? Maybe it's just like a heart.
Yeah, it's a heart thing. Right on the mic.
Yeah.
Would be really nice. But yeah, okay. So we have, what is it? We
Let's
have
reach into our head.
into her head, boom,
Oh,
boom.
oh.
We have kind of
Drop
like
it down.
drop it down. While we're down, we're picking up our
Picking up our
disappointment.
We're kind of holding it back here. And then it's
Reaching
sadness,
for
right?
something.
You always have to have hope, though. I always want to go back to the hope.
Yeah, and now I was just gonna say, and now with some beautiful, like hope tears, I guess.
Yeah.
What's a contrasting emotion with a sadness that's not too obvious? Happy, I guess. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an obvious clue.
Could be surprise, maybe.
Yeah, I
Surprise.
like that. I like that. What would surprise look like for you?
Yeah. So we're sad. We're here. I would just maybe like something out in the open. I like a good step back and in, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So we're kind of down and.
Always have to have sound effects with it.
There we go. I like surprise.
Yeah.
And what are we surprised by?
What are we surprised about?
Our sister
Yeah.
just came home after a
Haven't seen her.
month-long trip. We're elated. We're happy. We're joyous.
We're joyous now.
Yeah, we're joyous now. Somebody
She picks
surprised
us up. We're too busy being sad. We don't even realize she walks in
Yeah.
the door. There
Whoa.
she is. What do? We go to hug her, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just walk towards her, hugging her.
Hugging her, walking towards her. Yeah, I like that. It's very slow motion Baywatch, but like
Yeah.
hugs.
Yeah, right.
But like hugs. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, sweet. So we have like the sadness,
We're sad about
step back, surprise, right?
it. And there she is.
Nice. Very good. That's
Love
the
our
hope.
sister. Yeah.
That's the hope.
Yeah. There's the hope.
I kind of want to see that all put together now as well too.
Yeah.
So we have like, okay, so from the top. Oh, we should play the music too.
Let's play the music. Victoria, sing it. Sing us through our emotions.
Let's see what we got. Okay, we'll go on here. Go.
You wanna feel pain. It don't matter what you say. Hands up and you hang. Dead by scrolling down the page. You are being played. Competition for the air that you breathe.
Cute. And you can even almost like repeat it, right? Go back into it and kind of revisit it. How else does it feel?
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. That was
Thank you.
That was full body exploratory contemporary dance here with Chandra Deck. Thank you again so much for just showing me and teaching me all these different ways of emotion. Again, I learned so much about listening to songs when it came to the beats, the negative space in between it, and the words themselves.
Yeah.
Where will your next work be?
Oh, that's always a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll just be around. It'll be in town somewhere, downtown, maybe on the streets.
Keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out. Follow around if you can. Search with your eyes. That'd be great.
Exactly. It's all
excellent.
around you.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in on the Windy City's Finest. I'm Clark. He's Perry. I always mix it up.
And I'm Clark Perry.
Yeah. I'm Clark. He's Perry.
It's Clark and Perry on the case. Clark and Perry do what it takes. Clark and Perry investigate.
The activities and interests of local artists in the Windy City's Finest throughout both Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Available on TELUS Optic TV on demand, VidFlex, YouTube, and more for limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.